What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I want to talk about my experience with Redbubble.com for those that are interested in selling their artwork to make passive income. Now Redbubble is very similar to FineArtAmerica.com, except you don't have that $30 annual fee like you do with Fine Art America, which is a nice thing. Now there are some things that I think Redbubble can improve upon, which I'll explain in this video, but for the most part I'm really pleased. I was able to sell 4 photos in my first month of signing up, so I'm going to share with you guys some of my tips and tricks that will hopefully help you guys out if you're struggling to make sales on Redbubble. So let's jump over to the computer side of things and we'll get right into it. Alright, so here we are on my Redbubble account, and this is my shop. Up top right here is the account, then dashboard, your favorites list, and your shopping cart. If I click on dashboard, you can see I have 4 products sold, which is pretty impressive since I think I just hit 1 month of being on this website. And going down here, we could change out the banner like I've done, and it tells you how many designs you have uploaded. Currently I have 331 designs uploaded, and I had about 150 when I got my first sale, which was a couple weeks ago, of this Cape May lighthouse shot right here. And this was a canvas print that I sold. Next to it, I sold a puzzle piece of Marshall Point Light. Then this was sold as a photographic print of the Tribute in Light of New York City. And I sold this shot of the George Washington Bridge as a mask. So those are the 4 products that I sold. And you can see on my shop, everything's listed as a metal print. You could randomize this, so it's a mug, a pillow, a print, and everything's just all randomized. I kept mine consistent as a metal print, except for this mask right here, but for the most part I kept everything as a metal print just because I think it's a cleaner look and I think it shows off my photographs the best. But depending what you've uploaded, if it's like digital art or paintings, then you might want to experiment with how you lay this out. Now just going over some of the things that I think Redbubble can improve upon is this collections right here. I've maxed this out at 30, and as a photographer who travels to various states, I definitely need more collections because of all the states that I visited, and I want to keep them organized by state. So maybe I could send them an email and see if they could allow me to include a larger collection just so I could organize my images a lot better. So that's one thing that I wish they would improve upon. And next, let me just click on a photo really quick. So scrolling down here, I have a bunch of other products that are available, which is awesome. It's very similar to Fine Art America. I'll show you guys that in a second. But if we click on the frame print, I wish there was a few more options. You only have 3 sizes to select as far as the image size. And then as far as the frame style, we have a couple options here. The frame color, you have 4 different colors to choose from. And then the matte color, we only have 3 choices. If we jump over to Fine Art America and click on one of the frame photos here, you have a lot more print size options, and you can go much larger, which is awesome for people that want to print it really large on a nice big wall in their house. Then we have the ability to change the shape of the actual picture. So if I want to do vertical, I could do that. It'll crop it in automatically, which is nice. There's also a lot more diversity when it comes to the frame style, as you can see here, and the colors. When we get down to the matte, a lot more colors to choose from as far as picking your matte color. And same thing with the matte width, you could adjust that to how you like it. And then you could also pick the paper that you want to print on. So a lot more options when it comes to frame prints in Fine Art America. And Fine Art America also has acrylic prints, which I really like. They're nice and clean, which Redbubble does not. They have acrylic blocks, which are not the same thing. So I wish Redbubble would expand a little bit with their options for the frame prints, just to compete with Fine Art America a little bit more. And also I wish they would do acrylic prints similar to Fine Art America as well, just to compete on that level also. But for the most part, the other products are pretty much on par with Fine Art America. Let me just click on all available products and actually do some really cool things, like you could get your print on the whole shirt, which is awesome. You could also turn your print into a dress, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if anybody that would want to do that, but hey, the option's available if you wanted to. And we have stickers, laptop skins, laptop sleeves, phone covers, you name it. Redbubble pretty much has it. I don't see a yoga mat. A yoga mat would be pretty cool. I think Fine Art America offers that, so maybe that's something that Redbubble could add in the future. But for the most part, a lot of the items are very similar, so that's awesome just because the diversity of items is going to help you get more sales. Jumping over to Photoshop, I just want to show you guys something really quick. Normally when I upload my photos, if it's not like a panorama or something like that, I typically take them at a 4:6 ratio, and then I increase the size to 34 inches wide, or 10,200 pixels by 6,800 pixels is what the height comes out to be, at a resolution of 300. Now I'm shooting with a Nikon D800, and now I shoot with a Nikon Z7, so it's a high megapixel camera, allowing me to bump the size up to 34 inches wide at 300 DPI. And I found that this size actually covers all the products that I want to sell in Redbubble. So I could upload an image for you guys right now. Let's go to add new artwork, and I'll drop this image right here. And one thing to keep in mind though, it only works for landscape orientation. Portrait orientation images like this could be applied to a lot of products, but not everything like a landscape orientation can. And I just want to jump over to this image really quick so I could get my keywords. Alright, so here's my tags. We'll just call this Desert Stars. And I can include the description later. And then here's all the products that show up. So let's just go through them really quickly. I have a standard print clothing, sure, I'll enable that and just adjust this, raise that up a little bit higher. Hit apply changes. Same thing with this shirt. I also like that they have these graphic t-shirts that the print covers the whole thing. It's really cool, so I'll keep those enabled. If somebody wants a dress, then why not? Sure. I'm going to enable the stickers and magnets. And if something's like off-centered or if you want to adjust it, you could just click on it and then move it into the position that you like. So let's just move this over just a little bit. I like it slightly off to the left, but hit OK. If there's something you don't want, like this image doesn't really work too well with the phone wallet, so I could disable it. Duvets, shower curtains, comforters, they're the bigger items, so that's why I had to create a 34-inch at 300 DPI image to cover all that. Then we have our cups, mini skirt, I'm not going to select that. Scarves, drawstring bags, notebook, journal, clock. There's just a lot of really cool items. Again, that's going to help you increase your possibilities of getting a sale. And here's the acrylic block I was talking about. So it's not the same thing as an acrylic print that is sold by Fine Art America, but maybe I could message them and see what they could do about that. I like to enable bath mats, mask, definitely. Then we got aprons and puzzles, and then down here, leggings, socks. I'm gonna disable this just because it looks kind of odd the way that they break up the image, so I typically don't enable backpacks or bags or anything like that. And that's fine. And down here for the media, it is a photograph. My collections, this is of the night sky, the desert, and Arizona. No, check that off. And then optimize is where I select metal print, so that way when it shows up on my shop, it is a metal print. All right, and there we have it. Here's all the products, pretty easy peasy. And if we go to our manage portfolio, here's where we could add it to a collection or edit it and do whatever you have to do. If you made any mistakes, you could fix it all under Manage Portfolio. And if we go to Dashboard and Product Pricing, here you could adjust your markup value, very similar to Fine Art America where you set your prices. You could do the same thing here. I kept pretty much everything around 20-25%, except for my prints. I noticed that when I sold those couple prints that the price that I got was kind of low compared to what I get on Fine Art America. So I started increasing things into like the 30-40% range, just to kind of make it a little more even. But so that's where you're going to change all this information, and then you could apply it to all your existing artwork and hit Save New Default Markups. So let's just jump over to a couple of slides. I want to talk about ways to help you guys just improve your odds of selling your artwork. My first tip is quality. Regardless of the medium that you're using, which could be a painting, digital art, or photography, quality is what will set you apart from others. You want to achieve that wow factor with your work so your client is happy when they receive it and you have the potential for a repeat customer. Also, if a friend or a family member sees that piece of work on their wall and they're impressed by the quality, that might lead to another buyer. Next is quantity, which goes hand in hand with quality. When using sites like Redbubble, you can increase your odds of selling more products if you have a large quantity of art available. A large and diverse selection of artwork can attract buyers with different interests, wants, and needs, thus increasing your chances of sales, especially if your quality is better than other artists. And my last tip is advertising and building a social media presence. Using Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, and other social media websites are a great way to attract fans of your work. Those platforms are free advertising for your products, and eventually you could use them for paid advertising as well. I typically run a cheap Instagram ad around the holidays for 10 or 20 bucks, which I write off as a business expense, because sometimes you need to spend money to make money, but first I recommend trying to grow organically before doing any paid advertising. Just remember, these are not rules, these are just my recommendations, which should hopefully help. Keep in mind there are other variables which may affect your sales. Definitely experiment and try other ways to increase your odds of selling on Redbubble or similar websites. Passive income is a great feeling once you get the ball rolling, so be persistent and continue to create amazing art. Take care, everyone.